Hey everybody, Weasel here. It is now, I guess, Monday the 10th of October, November 2014. And last night, on into early Sunday morning, was essentially trap extravaganza for me. I opened up, if you couldn't tell by some of the carnage here on the pool table, every single trap I've got, minus two. I accidentally bought extras. That happens when there's so many different sculpts and you're not sure which ones you have. And then, of course, the only other one I haven't unboxed is the E3 Riot Shield Shredder. So that one's kind of a tough call. I almost prefer it more as like a memento, like, hey, I was at this thing in 2014 and got this, as opposed to just like an in-game variant villain, particularly if he becomes readily available later on. But nonetheless, what I'm going to do now is move on. I've just about caught up on everything I need to do, and one of the things standing in my way is a little bit veteran of a character. It is Shroomboom, and as you can see there across the left-hand corner, it is his Series 2 form. His Series 2 form looks like this, and it is called Sure Shot Shroomboom. Now, this one, of course, if you're familiar with Shroomboom, that is basically a play-off of his Soul Gem, which, what was that called? I think it was called Self-Slingshot. If not, it was like Slingshot. I know Slingshot was in it. But his Soul Gem, he basically shoots himself through a slingshot. If you're not familiar with Shroomboom, he basically uses a slingshot to shoot mushroom spores. So he's actually a very cool character. Now, what's interesting with him, it's his Series 2 post. You think, okay, he was brand new in Swap Force. That is not correct. He was actually a new lander in Skylanders Giants. Proof in the pudding there, or the pizza pie, is this. This is his standard first ever pose. As you can see, it's an orange base. He was a life element new lander in Skylanders Giants. In addition to his standard pose, and this is one of the reasons I kind of liked having the light cores, he had a pretty cool light core in my opinion. And this basically allowed me to take both paths and have a different figure for each path, which I much prefer that, even if it is a light core, than coming in and having like two of the exact same character. You know, a legendary, a dark, a light core. All those afford me the options of going about it a different route. Plus, like I said, his actually was kind of cool, in my opinion. The problem was in Giants. What I did with him was unconventional. I'm a big fan of Zook. You may remember him from SSA and Giants. And what I did with him is I took Floral Defender. Extremely underrated path. It's the defensive one. My thoughts with Shroomboom was, hey, I'm going to go ahead. I believe his was called Barrier Boost, and it was glitched in Giants. It just did not work correctly. Something I have stated since Swap Force came out is that Shroomboom was fixed in Swap Force. He actually functioned correctly down the Barrier Boost path, and that is a very, very good path in my opinion. Again, extremely similar to Floral Defender with Zook, which again is actually one of my favorite underrated characters. That said, I'm excited to kind of see what they've done here. The cool thing here, since he is Series 2, number one, if you're a fan of Shroomboom, you get another pose of him. It's actually a pretty cool pose on top of that. But if you think, man, I've got Shroomboom, I've got his light core, that's both paths, what am I missing? Well, if you get Sure Shot Shroomboom, you can switch paths. But the biggest thing, aside from, you're a fan or it's a cool pose, is simply the fact that he now has a Wow Pow. If you couldn't guess, since the slingshot is involved, this is kind of building off of his Soul Gem. And what they're doing here, I believe the Wow Pow is something punny. I think High Spore, I believe. And so what they're doing there, basically they're putting bumpers and it's like pinball. So I'm very excited to get him leveled up and see how things go there. That said, you've seen the packaging now. Very cool, actually, top-end artwork, in my opinion. Coming around to the backside, you got Tidal Wave Gilgrunt in hand, going onto the portal and then into the game with his ridiculously powerful Wow Pow. That said, there's the inset box art for Sure Shot Shroomboom. Again, very cool that they incorporated his actual pose there. It's not just him like standing in a ring of mushrooms or something. He is actually doing what he's doing in his pose. Series 2, Sure Shot Shroomboom back and better than ever. Trap and play as villain's new Wow Pow. And again, the Wow Pow is really the #1 selling point if you're not just a huge Shroomboom fan. Coming down, other featured characters, Tough Luck. I think she should go over pretty well with some of the female players. High Five, again, he's got that Frito promotion. I'm not going to deal with that. Sure Shot Shroomboom, and then, of course, Whisper Elf. Now, coming down here, Shroomboom, of course, was a new lander in Giants. That's why you see your first green check there. This guy will obviously, since he's a red base, Sure Shot Shroomboom Series 2, he will not only work in Trap Team, but you can go back to Swap Force and all the way back to Giants, of course. It's a no-go in SSA because he was not a character at that point in time. So, the knife is here, but I'll see if I can open this guy up for you. You know what? I cannot do it. There we go. I have fingernails, I just clipped them last night, so they're even shorter than they were when I was doing the traps, and that creates some problems. And of course, I grabbed the knife, and then I realized that the side plastic was kind of bent. Again, this is one of those early ones. It's like super easy to unbox. There's like virtually no adhesive. That's like a clean break. I didn't even attempt to do that nicely. I just ripped it, and it came off that clean. So that's pretty cool. If you take your time, you can do this with all of them. I know some people like to use those as like, I actually do know of a girl that uses these as bookmarks, which is kind of a cool idea. You're welcome for the tip if you didn't think of that. That's it. We're going to go ahead and slide him out. As you can see on the side, I forgot to showcase this to you. It's kind of cool that they did it. I think most people overlook it. If that would come into focus, will it ever come into... There we go. New Wow Pal. So, a little red tab, I usually mention it. I forgot to that time. It's kind of cool they put it there. If you want to keep this, cut this out for your Power A stackable tackle boxes, shoe boxes, whatever you're doing, go ahead and do that. I'm not concerned about it. So, I'm going to pin that back and slide this out. Now, in addition to the figure, which we'll cover here in just a second, you get the stat card. And behind that, we have a sticker sheet. There's the artwork. I really do like that. That's actually kind of, if you can see the slingshot, it's almost like he's just shot himself and he's shooting full spore ahead. And yes, that was punny. Pretty not funny, but punny. That said, there's the name tag, Sure Shot Shroomboom. It's kind of a lighter green. It's almost like a yellow green versus like the dark green you see on the border there. That's somewhat interesting. Stats on the card: out of 250 max, Sure Shot Shroomboom power 60 of 250, armor 120 of 250, speed or agility 50 of 250, and luck 120 of 250. Add all that up and we've got 240, 300, 350 out of 1,000. So that's pretty respectable numbers. We will now break that down. I like to just push it back like so, and then I come in. My preferred method is to work the plastic. There that goes, and comes right out. So let's take a detailed look here at this figure. I've been wanting to see it again. Since he's not a trap master, we don't have like that full backside view, so I haven't been able to see this. They have expanded his little mushroom hat here. It's actually got the spikes. It almost looks like a red Koopa shell. If they had like Bowser type, you know, characteristics on a Koopa or something. So that's kind of a cool little aspect from that angle. That said, on the back, nice detail there that they actually made the slingshot strap go. I like that it's painted silver there. I realize that it's kind of like a translucent clear here, but if you did that on the back side, it'd be somewhat hard to see. It looks dusty. I don't know, nothing's really coming off on my finger. Let me try something here. Yeah, I don't know, there may be like dust or some like powder on him, which is kind of strange. But nonetheless, it's kind of like a duller coloration. I kind of like the bright and peppy Shroomboom. I guess they're all sort of like fading to that tannish brown, but I kind of like the vibrant colors a little better. That said, it's cool on the slingshot because it's not a wooden slingshot. It literally looks like something he crafted from the ground, almost like a green sapling or something. They've got the silver kind of brace right there. They've kind of got like little gauntlet pods or cufflings on the slingshot. And then, of course, the tethered portion. He's got that crazy fun look on his face, very similar to Trigger Happy. He actually looks like somewhat of a Cyclops there. And I know, obviously, with one eye you could say that, but I'm referring to the villains. If you kind of like took away the slingshot and, you know, the hat, he would actually kind of look like some little lame Cyclops we had to battle. But that's it. He's a pretty fun character. Again, I feel like he kind of got a bad rap in Giants, and that's unfortunate. And once again, I stand firm in my statement that the barrier boost upgrade path is pretty impressive. That said, red base indicates he is from Trap Team. This green leaf, pretty much on par there. It gets a little brighter towards the top. He's got a little detail there on his hands. I would have actually not minded to see like more of a true white for the fingernails and the spikes, actually. Like, If we pull this up, I know it's not white, but I mean, it just, for some reason, this seems a little bit more vibrant. But before we do our final comparison, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go through his background story here for you. So, slogan, of course, if you've forgotten, he shoots, he spores. They do have that on there. Okay, my bad. I forgot to do that in a while. It's been a while since I've done a standard character unboxing. Nonetheless, Shroomboom was most unfortunate to have been born in a pizza topping garden belonging to Chaos. Now, that's possibly where he gets his bad breath. If you haven't heard about that, it is in the stories across all of Skylands and across my pool table. Growing up among his fellow fungi, he knew it was only a matter of time before a late-night craving would bring about their demise. So Shroomboom took a twig and a strand of spider web, so essentially we could dub that spider web, I suppose, and made a slingshot. One by one, he launched all of his friends over the garden fence before flinging himself over to join them. Then he guided them all to the edge of the island and leapt to freedom using his mushroom cap to catch a friendly breeze. I'm hoping they integrate that in his jump mechanism, actually, this time around. That said, now, as a member of the Skylanders, Shroomboom continues to perform courageous deeds, but he can be hard to find on pizza night. Ironically, my nephew and I, our family, had pizza this night, so this is a good time, I guess, to unbox Shroomboom. Not that I eat mushrooms on my pizza, but nonetheless, a nice little coincidence. His in-game stats: max health 260, speed 60, armor 18, critical hit 20, and of course, elemental power 25. So, covered pretty much everything you need to know here. I'm actually not sure where I got him. I don't think he was sent to me. I think I went out and bought him. I'm not 100% sure, though. It's been over a month now. And I think, no, I got him at Toys R Us. I'm 100% sure that I remember because my Toys R Us didn't have the Wave 2 Trapmasters, Lobstar, Headrush, etc. But they had out a little bit early Fist Bump and Treadhead, so I remember that now. But so I got him at Toys R Us. He was $10.99, and there was a buy one get one 40% off sale. So that said, $9.99 would be the standard price. And again, just to take you through some Shroomboomology here, this is his orange base figure, the figure that started it all. It is regular Shroomboom. Note the spikes on the back. That's something we're going to pay attention to. I feel like all the colorations were way more vibrant here. For example, he has spikes on the hand here, or the glove, that are yellow, a nice vibrant yellow, and he has a really, really white fingernail. You can see the spikes there, and then of course he's kind of got like the silver or chrome spikes on the back. That is not at all present on Sure Shot Shroomboom. This little twig here, it's kind of got more of like a I don't know, forest green on it, whereas this is like a much darker green. Then, in addition to his Series 1 pose from Giants, he had the Light Core figure. Again, a little bit brighter of a yellow, white, I mean, and he's got the yellow spikes on the gloves. And again, on the back, he's got the metal spikes. So, essentially, what's missing here, number one, I feel like the colors are a little bit more dull across the board. He does get that nice, vibrant yellow color at the bottom. You can see right here, before we get into the gloves, it kind of transitions into a yellow that matches the spikes here. He has no spikes on the back. He has no yellow spikes here. The arms are kind of retracted more, so you just see kind of like that mossy brown instead of a full-on fade to yellow. Slingshot, obviously much larger since it's the Soul Gem / Wow Pow now. It's a darker green, and then of course backside no spikes, but something that those other two figures, Light Core and Standard, don't have is the spikes on the mushroom cap. So that said, that is probably everything and more you want to know about Sure Shot Shroomboom. But again, he is available. Single pack is how I picked him up, $9.99 / $10.99 at Toys R Us. So be on the lookout for him. If you didn't play Giants, maybe you got into things in Swap Force, or perhaps Trap Team is your first game, I would suggest you start here. I'd go ahead and pick him up. What you can do is come in and you can actually take a path. If you don't like it, you can go to the other one. Because as a Series 2, he has that ability. Take advantage of it. And last but not least, he has this little variant here. This thing, I just got it like a couple months ago. And it is, as you can tell, his standard pose here is kind of done in the metallic green, just like Gilgrunt was at Toys R Us. And why a giant was saved for that point in time still remains a mystery, but it does kind of coincide with him coming back. Maybe they're just trying to remind people he existed or something. I don't know. All I do know is it's a pretty cool pose, and most importantly, I think the Wow Pow sounds like a lot of fun. I'm not sure it's going to be one of those like super powerful ones, like Ride the Leviathan from Gilgrun or something, but I think it will be fun, and the fun factor will probably make up for any lack of damage. But that said, for myself and Sure Shot Shroomboom, we will catch you back here for the next unboxing. Personal site, oneofwisdom.com. An extension of that is the Skylander Club forum, something I just built recently. We got a lot of great people on board. If you are serious about Skylanders, I suggest you check it out, skylanderclub.com/forum. If you like what you see, sign up. We would absolutely love to have you. I usually get to activate accounts every night. If not, bear with me, but it will come. And once you're a member, you can sign up, post on the forum, take advantage of the classifieds, share your tips and tricks, what you're looking for, what you found, your customs, all that good stuff. Again, check it out. If you like it, sign up. Similarly, make sure you are subscribed here. Why? There is a ton of content from Trap Team already up, and there is much more on the way. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks for watching, and we will catch you back here next time. Oh, by the way, Chase McCain is hidden, so if you find him, be sure to post up. But now back to the dramatic ending.